Hey there. I thought I would take just a few minutes to go through a couple of charts that I created for an article recently because I think they really well represent like the type of coaching that I'm doing, the ways that I'm helping people. And so this is an opportunity for you to get a feel for if the type of coaching I'm doing is something that you would have interest in and would want to work together on. So these charts are really representative of my work life balance. I've got it represented in three lines. One, financial, so the money side of things. Two, like the skills that I was building throughout my career. And then finally, through a personal growth curve, which is really more like a holistic representation of my life. I know there's a lot of other things going on in life, but this is what I wanted to focus on because this is the primary area that I work with clients on is really around their money and their career and how those two things balance. And so for me, the financial curve and the skills curve follow basically the trajectory that you would expect for someone to have. Like my financial curve grew over time. I did well in my career. I climbed that corporate ladder, if you will, and learned a lot of skills like in the meantime. The problem came when the skills that I was developing over time, like they started to lose a connection to what I was most passionate about. I had an accounting career which really wasn't representative of who I was as a person, like where my passions lied. And um, eventually, my personal growth curve just bottomed out and basically flatlined. Um, I, done well financially. I'd built up a lot of skills, like all of that's good, but I just didn't want to be an accountant anymore. And I have this huge value on personal growth, so that wasn't acceptable. That's not something that I was going to be able to live with. So I went looking for answers, and I spent about 3 or 4 years, like really, being introspective, thinking through things, and trying to understand like what I could do with my finances, with my skills to have a different outcome and not have to just keep climbing that same ladder, but start climbing a different ladder. And so the second chart is really representative of that. So I spent some time. I gathered a lot of knowledge when it came to finances and investing. So I became very comfortable with where I was there, and I also started to build a new skill set around things I was more passionate about, graphic design and one-on-one coaching and different things like that. And what I found was that curve that I had initially with my skills, and the personal growth that I had early in my career started to come back and like reignite in a way. And so that's really what I do and how I work with clients is trying to find that right balance for people between their skills and the financial resources that they have now. Everyone's journey is unique, right? So like your journey may have a different makeup on the financial side, but you also have a different set of skills that could work well for you in a different way than it did for me. So that's really what I work with people on is finding that balance and understanding what kind of plan can come together so they can get what they want out of life and really have a fulfilling career rather than feeling stuck going down one path because they've climbed to a certain point and the only thing they know to do is continue to climb further. And so that's really where I'm at. So I'm just going to finish up with a tweet that I really like from Tim Urban. I think this is so representative and so great, and this is how most of us think, right? So we focus all of our time on this back half, on the past, and all the things that we didn't do in the past rather than looking forward. And while Yes, you may not have accomplished everything that you wanted to in the past, and your line is this green line here, and you wish it was this black line over here. But we forget that our future is completely up to us, right? Like there's so many different paths that we could go down. So why don't you start building that today? And your new path doesn't have to look like your old path. So if coaching is something that you'd be interested in, if working on your finances, trying to figure out like what the right balance is for you, if you're interested in a career change, then I'd love to have a talk with you and see if we'd be a good match, and if I could help you on that journey. So thanks for taking the time to watch this video.